What's going on, everybody? You're watching New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green, and we're about to get into a Giants Rumors Mailbag, which aired from our live show that goes down every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern. Subscribe, turn your notifications on so you can join us for next week. But first, I want to give a shout out to today's presenting sponsor, Aura, an all-in-one digital safety tool that's going to help you stay protected online, your identity, your information, as well as your family members. We'll tell you more about them later on in the show, but you can get started with a 14-day free trial at aura.com/chatsports. Dr. Pancake, what's going on, man? Hashtag Giants, should we keep Slayton as insurance against Shepard not coming back from his Achilles? That's a great question, because as we know, Darius Slayton is on the roster bubble. Through OTAs and minicamp this offseason, he's been running with the second team, and there's been rumors floated out there the Giants are going to try to trade him because they may cut him when they get down to 53 players. And I think you bring up a really good point, keeping him as insurance, because when you look at this Giants wide receiver depth chart, there's a lot of players on this team that are injury prone. Kenny Golladay, he's missed a good amount of time throughout his NFL career. Sterling Shepard, like you said, is coming back from that Achilles injury. Who knows if he's going to be ready week one? Kadarius Toney missed 7 games last year. And then after that, the only real dependable guy you have is Wan'Dale Robinson. And I think we don't even really know if he's dependable. He was in college, but I'm not sure if he's going to be in the NFL. I sure hope so. So keeping Darius Slayton as insurance makes some sense to me. But at the end of the day, I think the Giants keep just 6 wide receivers to start the NFL season. You got Wan'Dale Robinson, Kadarius Toney, Kenny Golladay, and Sterling Shepard are locks as the top 4. And I think there's 3 guys competing for those final 2 spots in Richie James, C.J. Board, and Darius Slayton. It makes sense to keep him, but sometimes there's just not enough room to keep everybody. Great question, Dr. Pancake. I appreciate you. Mikey, what up, bro? Haven't seen you in a while. What's good? 2023. Trade for Lamar Jackson or trade up for C.J. Stroud. I'm honestly hyped about Stroud's talent and ceiling, 100%. I think Stroud and Bryce Young are going to be the number 1 and number 2 pick in the 2023 NFL draft. I would rather trade up and go get a rookie quarterback than trade for Lamar Jackson, because when you trade for him, you're also going to have to pay him $200, $250, $280 million, and he's going to want a lot of that guaranteed after he saw Deshaun Watson get all of his contract guaranteed. And I think part of the beauty about picking a rookie quarterback is that they're cost controlled at a very low rate compared to the other top quarterbacks in the NFL for the next 4 and 5 years. And that's your window as a team that's rebuilding with Joe Shane to build up the rest of the roster while your starting quarterback is making just pennies on the dollar. I'd be down to trade up for C.J. Stroud. I'd be down to trade up for Bryce Young. But will that opportunity present itself? I could see both teams that finish number 1 and number 2 in the NFL draft order next year deciding to pick a quarterback and not trade out of that spot. If you could do it, I'd do it, and I'd prefer that over trading for Lamar Jackson. But if Jackson's on the trading block and the Giants have the 12th pick and they're not able to trade up to number 1, I definitely entertain the thought of calling Baltimore and see what they would want. I appreciate you, Mikey. Alfonso Soriano. Is this the Alfonso Soriano, Yankee legend, one of the most beautiful swings by a righty? Will Daniel Jones play all 17 games this season? This is a good question, because me and my producer, Matthew Peterson, after work yesterday, we went and got some drinks, and he asked me the exact same question. And I told him, yes, I believe so. But then he said, do you think he'll be healthy for all 17 games? And I think that's a good question, because Daniel Jones has missed games every single year of his NFL career, whether it was the knee injury or the neck injury or the ankle injury. He's missed some time. So does that mean Tyrod Taylor is going to start games this year? The only way I see Tyrod starting games is if Daniel Jones gets hurt. I don't think no matter how bad it gets for Daniel Jones under center this year, I don't see Brian Daboll pulling him and inserting the backup in QB2 and Tyrod Taylor. I think this is Daniel Jones' season to ride it out and show if he's the guy or if he's not the guy. But will he play all 17 games? And it's a good question, and honestly, I'm not confident that he will. So I'll ask you guys, the viewers watching right now, light up the comment section and let me know. 2 games for Tyrod Taylor. Will he play or start more than 2 games or less than 2 games? Let's play a little bit of a game. Over and under. Type O for over 2 games for Tyrod, or U for under if you think he plays less than 2 games. Here at Chat Sports, we have NFL channels for essentially every single NFL team. I run our Giants channel, and our producer for today's show runs our Browns channel, the Cleveland Browns Report. And they're ahead of us in subscribers, and it is a race to 10,000 subscribers. Me and Matthew Peterson, the host of the Browns Report, made a bet about who's going to get to 10,000 subs first. And I'll tell you this much. Last week I felt confident because we were about 300 subs above the Browns Report. Right now, I'm shaking in my boots. I'm nervous. I'm having to watch my producer dance right now, and it's pissing me the fuck off. So if you love the Giants and want videos every single day on the latest Giants news and rumors, or if you just want to help me out and beat the Browns, because I'm cool with the Giants sucking, but losing to the Browns, that is just a stab in the knife and then a little bit of a twist after that. So help me beat the Browns Report to 10,000 subscribers. Go down right now and hit that big red button. Next question coming in from Corinne. What up, bro? Will Peart get the boot this year? Matt Peart, going into his 3rd season in the NFL, or 2nd season. I'm going to be honest. I don't remember. 2nd or 3rd season. I'm pretty sure it's 3rd season. He was a 3rd-round draft pick out of Utah, drafted by Dave Gettleman. He had some injuries come up. He tore his ACL entering year 3. Thank you for our statistician who is to be named, not be named. But entering year 3, he showed some signs last year, playing a little bit of that swing tackle. Played left tackle, played right tackle. Was a 3rd-round pick. You want your 3rd-round picks on the roster entering year 3. Do I think he makes it? Yes, but I think he starts the season on the PUP list because he tore his ACL at the end of December. He hasn't participated in any Giants OTAs or minicamp, and I think that means he's going to be on the outside looking into that 53-man roster, but I don't see the Giants just cutting him. I think they'll hold on to him and keep him on the PUP maybe for the first 6 weeks of the NFL season, then bring him back up to the practice squad or the 53-man roster if nobody else claims him. Great question. He should be a good player. Picked in the 3rd round, but he was picked by the war criminal, Dave Gettleman. I want to give a shout out to Aura, today's presenting sponsor, and you can get started with them today. A 14-day free trial at aura.com/chatsports. Protect yourself against the frauds and the scammers. Get near real-time alerts on suspicious credit inquiries. You know when your credit card or debit card gets hacked into and you check your statement a couple of days later and you're like, what the hell? I didn't spend $700 in a mall in Oregon. Aura, they'll let you know right when that transaction happens, and they won't let it go through. Get started with a 14-day free trial. Aura.com/chatsports. $0 down that you can cancel at any time free of charge. Aura.com/chatsports. That's in the link. That link is in the comments and description of this video. Noah, what up, bro? Do you think Nick Gates is still a starter? If he can get back to the level that he was playing at before he got hurt, that's a starting level caliber center in the NFL. Do I think he ever does? I pray yes, because I love Nick Gates. He's a badass. He's a dog. He plays in the trenches with attitude. He embodies what it is to be a New York Football Giant. He bleeds giant blue. But when you have that nasty of a leg injury that some people were calling career-threatening at the time, it is tough to come back from that and be the same player that you once were. I think he's in the same boat as Matt Peart. He's going to start the NFL season on the Giants' PUP list. He's going to have every opportunity to get healthy and show this staff that he can be that same player he once was, but who knows if he will be. Do I think he's going to be a starter this year? No. Hopefully he'll get back to where he was because that's a starting caliber player, but I think unfortunately and ultimately he starts the season on the PUP list, the physically unable to perform list for the first 6 games of the season. Appreciate your question though, Noah. Robert, should the Giants sign Dont'a Hightower? Not a fan of Tay Crowder. Okay, not a fan of Tay Crowder. I don't really get the hate for Crowder. He was a 7th-round pick, Mr. Irrelevant just a couple of years ago, and he's earned a spot on this team. I don't think he's a full-time starting linebacker. I think he's a guy that can come in and be your 3rd inside linebacker. I don't really hate the idea of signing a guy like Hightower, someone that's very experienced, that knows what it takes to win football games in the NFL. He's won games in the playoffs. He's a part of that championship roster and camaraderie that the Patriots have built for a very long time. Kind of took a step back this year. He's 32 years old right now, 64 tackles, 1 tackle for loss, a sack and a half, and 4 QB hits. I do like the versatility of his game, though, because he is someone, as a linebacker, that's not an elite cover guy, but he's also someone that can bring pressure up the middle or off the edge from the linebacker spot. And with Blake Martinez as the defensive coordinator, I think he'd fit really good into this defense. But do the Giants need him? You know Blake Martinez is going to start. Sounds like Tate Crowder's going to start. And you just drafted Darian Beavers and Micah McFadden. And you have Cam Brown and Carter Coughlin. Are those guys better than Hightower? No, but they're younger and they fit the timeline a little bit more for what the New York Giants are doing. So I'll ask you the question. And honestly, if he's down to sign a 1-year veteran minimum deal, I would bring him in, see what he has, and I think he could earn his starting spot. But I'm just not sure he wants to play on a veteran minimum deal. But if you were Joe Schoen, if you were the Giants GM, should the Giants or would you sign Dont'a Hightower? Type S for sign or type P for pass. Darren Gale, what's up, bro? One of the realest of the real ones. My guy, for real. I love seeing you on the Knicks channel, bro. It's pretty cool having followers on Giants Now and Knicks Now. But what's the updated win and loss total for this season? So I think what did I say? The Giants would go 9-8 or 8-9 in my schedule prediction video. The Giants, according to Vegas, based off of the 2022 win totals for every season team in the NFL, the Giants have the easiest record in the NFL. What does that mean? Easiest schedule. Good catch, Petey. It means that they're going to play a lot of bad teams that Vegas expects to be bad. But in the NFL, we know that anything can happen any given Sunday. You don't just back into wins in the NFL. You got to go out and earn it. If I had to bet today, I think the Giants over-under and win total is 7.5. I would bet over at 8. I don't know if they win more than 8 games. Could they? Yes. There's a lot of winnable games on the schedule. But look, it's the Giants, and I've come to expect nothing and prepare for the worst. So I'm hoping they can win 8 games. I think that would be a solid season for Dable in his first go-round. Appreciate it, Darren. Wagner, sorry for busting your chops about the crinkle-cut fries, but that was just a bad take. I give bad takes, but that one was bad. They asked, do you think Bellinger will get 5 touchdowns? The rookie tight end, 5 touchdowns in his rookie year. I think that would be a very successful season for the Giants. Bellinger's going to have a chance to become tight end one for the Giants this season. When you think about it, it's going to be Bellinger versus Ricky Seals-Jones. Whichever one of those guys is going to be able to prove themselves as the starting tight end, I think is going to have the better of the season. That was a pretty lame answer. Whoever starts more is going to have more touchdowns. But I think Bellinger is going to have a chance to be the starting tight end. He's been getting the reps with the ones through OTAs and minicamp. Ricky Seals-Jones has been working with the 2s and 3s. And as we know, Daniel Jones has shown a comfortability level with his tight ends through his NFL career so far. It's an easy throw for a young quarterback. They're big guys. They're big targets. They have large catch radiuses. They're able to use their strength to catch contested catches on 3rd down. Do I think he gets 5 touchdowns? I'll set the over-under at 5. I want you guys to answer in the comments section. Over or under 5 touchdowns for Bellinger. Type O for over. Type U for under. Sandler, man, what up, bro? What player do you think makes the biggest jump this year for the Giants? This is a really good question. I think the Giants have a lot of sleepers on this roster. But if I had to bet a large sum of money on a player that I think makes the biggest jump from where they were last year to this year, give me the X-Man, Xavier McKinney. I think he is an all-pro caliber player. I think he's a candidate that could go from not being all-pro to all-pro. He was a baller last year. 93 tackles, 1 tackle for loss, 11 pass breakups, 5 interceptions, and he's going to be asked to do more in the Wink Martindale defense. He was already great last year. He was the only safety or the only player in the NFL to have more 90 tackles, 10 pass breakups, and 5 interceptions of anybody in the NFL. That's how good he is. That's the type of talent that he brings. He's a do-it-all safety. He can be your center field safety. He can come down and play a little bit of slot corner. He can come play in the box and be that Mike linebacker on nickel and dime sets. And I'm expecting him, with Wink Martindale calling the shots as the defensive coordinator, he's going to become the captain, the leader, and the do-it-all player in this system. He'll blitz, he'll cover, he'll defend the run, and I think he makes a huge jump this year and cements himself as one of the best safeties in the NFL. I think he has a chance to make the All-Pro team. But I want to hear from you. Will Xavier McKinney, in his third season in the NFL, be an All-Pro player this year? Sound off. Type Y for yes, type N for no.